Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can finish up your food colored pencil drawings at home. Most of it we have already learned, so the beginning is going to be a bit of a review, and then I'm going to show you one new thing that you guys can do to finish up your work. When you pick up your work at the Art Center, there will be your project, your reference, and some colored pencils and a watercolor palette. So to start right now, you guys should have your reference, your project, and a little scrap piece of paper to test out any colors you haven't tried yet. To get started, I'm going to be working on my popsicle. And remember, the two techniques when putting down color, you can either crosshatch, which is when you draw one direction and then go back over it in the other direction to really cover your surface. Then the other way is scumbling, which is more of like a scribble motion. And for both of these techniques, you are not pressing down hard. We are just starting to layer our color. So looking at my reference, over here it's getting a little lighter. I want you guys to really take your time. I saw we were trying to go all over the place and get these done, but you have all the time in the world to get these done. We shouldn't be rushing. So if I'm looking at this area of my reference, that's all I'm working on. I'm not going from here to here, back to here, down here. I'm just working on this one area and really trying to get all of those details so they look really realistic. And I'm still lightly layering my color down. Maybe I want to move on to my next color to get in there with, and I'm still lightly layering. When I feel I have a nice base color, which I think I do right now, I'm going to come back in with either my cream or my white, or just a very light color, and we are going to burnish it. And that was when we made it that waxy, shiny finish look. But we only do that when we feel we have the right color. Because once you make it too waxy, it's very hard to go back into the color. So if you can see, I just did this little area right here. And remember too, we are using our complements for the dark areas, not black. And I sent you guys home with some extra colors you may need. Just because I sent them home with you doesn't mean you have to use them. If you feel it's the wrong color, don't use it. But if you feel you think that area needs some of that color, definitely add it. We're not using only one pencil to cover the whole project. So, once you are finished with your entire colored pencil drawing, you have two options for the background. You can either color pencil the whole background, or you can go in with some watercolor. Or you could even do both like we did here. I am for now just going to go in with some watercolor. Now with my watercolor, it's very important that we try very hard not to get it into our drawing. The waxy colored pencils should fight off the watercolor, but we still want to be mindful of where we are painting. Now I am going to pick, I think, like a light blue, because blue is orange complement, which is going to make my popsicle pop really nicely. So remember, red and green are complements, purple and yellow are complements, and blue and orange are complements. So you might want to consider that when choosing a background color. So for my background, I'm going to use a lot of water to start with. And this is a good time to cover up any mistakes you may have made outside your drawing. And again, I am using a lot of water. Getting to the edges, I'm turning my brush so I'm not getting inside of my popsicle. And also I am going in one direction, back and forth, horizontal. I'm not going up and down. You want to go horizontal when painting backgrounds. And for our watercolors too, what you guys should have set up other than a paintbrush and palette is of course our water and a paper towel in case our brushes get too wet. You would want to dry off a little bit with our paper towel. Also remember, our paper towel can act like an eraser if we mess up. Now that I have my first layer of my background all painted in, something I think I'm going to do here is decide where my light is coming from. I think my light is coming from here. Since my light is coming from here, I am going to go back in with a little less water, a little more paint. I'm still using the same color. I'm not making it using a darker color. I'm just using less water. And I think I'm going to add a little shadow behind it to really make this pop and look like it's coming off of my paper. Only on the one side opposite of where my light source is. And if you have something like the pie or the peanut butter and jelly, something that's on the table, you would do the same exact thing. See how it's popping off my paper nicely? And remember, you want to do this last, once you're finished with all your colored pencil. But to show you how maybe something on a table would work, it would be the same exact thing. You would just come in, decide where your light source is, and follow the outline of your food and add a nice little shadow to make it pop. So to quickly review again, remember our colored pencil techniques. We are cross hatching or scumbling, and then we are burnishing it to give it that nice shiny finish look. We are taking our time, really focusing in on the details. We're not bouncing back and forth. If you're working on the popsicle stick, you're only working on the popsicle stick. If you are working on this little piece of popsicle right here, only work on that piece of popsicle. It's not a race. We don't have to get the whole thing finished in one sitting. You want to take your time so you can really get all the details in so it could really look very realistic. And we are using a light color to burnish. That will make it nice and shiny and finish. When you are done with your colored pencil, you can come back in and watercolor the background or color pencil it, but I think I like the watercolor for mine. It gives it a nice soft background and really makes my drawing stand out. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a call at the Art Center or come by and say hi and ask some questions. I hope this helped, and I hope you guys do a great job. Make sure to send us some pictures, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.